Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children, mothers, fathers, and daughters, wherever you are in this beautiful universe. I've nicked King's intro again, but welcome along to the beautiful League of Europe. Welcome along to the, Jeddah, which rhymes with cheddar, as some people know, like my cheese is, but I don't know any cheese from the Middle East, so there we go. I know cheddar cheese, but we're at Jeddah, so not quite the cheddar corny circuit, though that would be entertaining for me just to race and see cheese and race in cheese-shaped cars. But anyway, moving swiftly on from the thought of cheese racing, which is a good thing, by the way, downhill cheese ball racing. Joining me, and who has also got a name that has a ball in it, it's Jess. Say hello, Jess.
Hello, Liam. Hello, everybody. Welcome to League of Europe around Jeddah. First host of the race back in the COVID pandemic. 2021 was the first race towards the end of that year. And then we had a race this year at the beginning of the year. Very confusing, but we've had two races around Jeddah already. I don't like racing it, but I love commentating on it, and it should be good fun. And it will be a pivotal point in terms of the championship. So I am really, really excited to see how this goes. And guess what? We have our good friend Melty back racing with us. That should be fun. Know.
It will be fine.
So, what are your thoughts about this circuit, Liam?
I prefer not to speak about that. I don't like Jeddah. Obviously, not a very good country. Pretty diabolical human right record. I don't know why it's in Formula 1 to begin with all the re-races won stuff, but yeah, I guess there's that one. My thoughts on this track, though, is it is also terrible. I do not like it. It's too fast. It's causing too many incidents. As someone who's going to die on this circuit sometime, because I've seen many horrible accidents, it's just a death trap racing. But for the Formula 1 game, absolutely entertaining, because every driver will probably have a massive accident nearly at one point.
Yeah, exactly. Now, there is quite a few DRS zones which they actually got right on this game for once, which makes a change. So first detection zone is to around turn 17 and 18. Then we got one between turn 22 and 23. And then we got one towards turn 27 as well. And then the start-finish straight. So there we go. So Harry F is going to take us on board our first lap around the Jeddah circuit. The longest street circuit on the calendar at 6.175 kilometres. It's designed for speed, as Liam was saying. Long, flat-out straight, as you can see here. Fast, sweet bank corners as you approach these next set of corners as well. They actually make the curves the right colour this time as well. You can hit some of those curves very nicely as well. You have to lift a little bit through here, and it's a common place where you can invalidate, as I found out when I was doing
you say that,
practice earlier on. And he's invalid. No, he hasn't. He's not invalidated.
Has he not? He went completely off the circuit. Oh well, F1 game. Thank you very much. Codemasters, absolutely brilliant.
Anyway, I was in the middle of commentating on the lap. As he heads towards the middle set of the lap as well. The braking points have changed on this year's game compared to last year's game. You have to brake slightly earlier as well. But this is the fast sweeping section of the circuit where we've seen many accidents before. But it's really fast. But if you get it wrong, it is a recipe of disaster. Now starting off for sector 3, you're going to approach a DRS zone as well, where we see many people dive it up the right hand side through here, and some great moves being made as well. We've seen some interesting DRS tactics as well around this circuit, where people realise that if they overtake around here, you're not going to get DRS into the start finish straight. So if I were you, just keep the overtake into turn number 1. Harry F up to the line. What's going to be for him? A 1:29.9, a good banker lap for him so far. And his teammate Ryan Belshaw just beats him with a 1:29.8. And then we got a Mercedes driver. I think that is Cam, or it's a Red Bull driver, 1:30.3. But the Mercedes driver of Matty starting sector 1 at the moment, as he's invalidated. I think no, he's starting off with that. Then we got D-Morts as a new face that I haven't seen so far. He's topped the timing sheets by a second, so good to have him in League of Europe. Let's hope we don't curse him.
I know. Good news, by the way. Melty, don't spin on me immediately, Melty. Thank you. He had a massive tank slapper. He's currently in 5th, so progress for the Alpine drivers. He invalidates immediately, but anyway, he's on in lap, so it's fine. So 5th for him on his comeback after 2-3 weeks away doing some holiday shenanigans or doing something or whatever he was doing. It was interesting, but he's in the wall now, so there we go. Matt Tibbles in the pits in the other Alpine hasn't got a lap time on yet. We've got a few other drivers on laps. We've got the other Mercedes driver of Marty on a lap time, like you mentioned earlier on. He's currently purple sector 2 as he hides himself down these sweeping along left-hander, of course, around the little inward water source. So you now chuck it into the last corner. You can run the car a little bit wider than you can, of course, back last year's game because they moved the wall, of course, a little tiny bit wider and up to the line. Let's see, this should be around about the top few positions. It's P1 then, 28.95. Behind that, we've got one of the 2 Red Bulls. One's coming in the pit lane, the other one's on a lap time. So looking further down the field, we've got Maverick through the last corner in the Alpha Tauri. So let's see where that car can go. And the answer to that is up to the line right now. I'm going to guess around about 4th place. Guess what? It's 4th place. So there we go. I like when that happens. We've got a few others on lap times. Ivo on a lap. Is he pushing it? Let's find out. Sector split coming up in just a few seconds time right about now. And he's purple sector 2 then, so certainly pushing on in the Alpha Tauri. It looks a bit more of a slower lap from my eyes. However, definitely seems to be pushing onwards. Like, as you say though, slower it looks sometimes doesn't necessarily mean it's slow. Into the last corner, down into 3rd, chuck it into the left. Slightly kips the wall on the inside, but gets away absolutely scot-free. And I'll take it all the way along the left-hand side, almost over the white line. It's P5 for him alongside his teammates. So 4th and 5th for AlphaTauri. A bit of a change of fortune from last week, where they had a miserable afternoon.
Well, Ivo did very well last week. He actually won the race, I believe, last week. I'm trying to remember. It was either last week or the week before he won a race. I'm trying to remember what track it was. It was
Slayer in the
Spain.
wall.
It was Ivo that won the race last week. So he's doing more in 5th. So there we go. So Ross, Slayer has binned it, and hopefully he points the car in the right direction. He does, which is good. And I won't be surprised if I bin it there later on, because that's where I tend to use
on the curb.
Yeah, you tend to lose the back end as well around here as well. We've got Ross on a lap time as well, who's going to pass, I think, Slayer. Potentially, no, he doesn't. He's a bit further on his lap, but we'll see the Aston Martin in P14. Did not get to the best of starts in his debut in Eloise, but he's looking to prove himself, prove a point. As he's probably going to go into the pits, isn't he? No, he's not. He's taking the shortest run to the line, and he's on pole position at the moment. 1:28.368. Who else is on a lap time? We've got Matt Tibos in the other Alpine, who is just starting sector 1 right now. And he's been doing quite well in the last couple of races. We'll see if he's
That's a bad line, though.
He's avoided a curb of all costs, which is probably what I will do later on. But he doesn't want to go into a spin. But for some drivers, just keeping it on the road is probably better than pushing it out too much. But at least we've got people setting valid laps so far. So Matt Tibos then, currently 14th at its stand. Flips the car to the right and then to the left then, as he goes to another sweeping part of the circuit. We'll see what he can do then in that Alpine to see if he can carry on his point scoring moments.
Yeah, let's see. I don't think this is going to be a relatively good sector time. Crosses it quite far down then, so it's not really looking like it's the best lap time for the Alpine driver. So we'll cut to his fellow compatriot Alpine driver whilst we're here. Maltese, he comes through the final corner. The man I haven't rode on board with because he hasn't been here the last few weeks, and every time I've seen him beforehand, I've killed him. So here's Melty, then down towards turn 1, and let's see, chuck it in, 3rd gear, down into 2nd, chuck on the right-hand side, McLaren gets out of the way as you rise over the crest, and down into what is turn 3. Remember, track limit warnings down here, you can't cut it too much, so the driver's understanding and going a little bit wider through the first bit. Of course, in time trial, you can cut that quite a bit. This is a corner which is very easy to make a mistake on. As you rise over the crest, make sure you don't do a Mick Schumacher through here, which I haven't seen for a while on this game, so it's pretty hard to do. But don't put it past drivers. Through Malty comes at 8 temps up in sector 1. Chuck it into the bank left hand as you now rise back down the straight and all the way then from here to the last corner with a few winding and 2 real braking zones on, well, 3. Here's the first one, does it nice and gently then, rise over the curb right there, and the car sticks. Oh my goodness gracious me, I've just died in real life. Oh my god, that made me jump. What the absolute gonkies was that? Okay, well, I've just died. Melty's purple sector 2. He is on a good lap right now. I've nearly died, but he might kill me if he goes on pole right now. Come on, Melty. He's got 1 corner to go. Can he get himself on the front row of the grid? The Alpine driver all the way to the inside line, into the last corner, nice and wide for here. Cuts it left, and as long as Melty gets it nice on the throttle, a bunk out the back, up to the line. Let's see. Can Melty break my heart and get on the front row of the grid? Let's see. No, he's broken my heart even more. He's not the front row of the grid.
He's close by 2 tenths, mind Liam. He's close.
Yeah, he is. I almost died there. I don't know who was that. Ryan? It was Ryan. I think just stopped in the middle of the road. I suddenly saw him.
It was Ryan B who was slowing down on his in lap. He ran out of fuel as well. So
I died in that, Jess. I have perished. I am no longer me.
Yes, we've got Lars, I believe, on a lap, as well as another Alpine. We've got Matt Tibos, who's going into the pits most likely, as Ryan Belshaw is out of the session. He's binned it around the difficult S's moment of the lap, so the first part of sector 1 pretty much. So that's his qualifying done and dusted. Lars, a 130.6.
That's a weird place. He's dropped it on the curb on the right-hand side, and it's dragged the car off into a slight half spin as Slayer goes wide but gets away a bit there. So he's got away with exceeding track limits. Lars did not really get a good lap in 30.6. We're waiting for a few others. Cam down in 14th. Not where he needs to be on a race where this championship starting to look more and more like it could be Chris's to lose. He is the championship leader by a comfortable margin as well, and is 8 tenths up on his lap time as through the quick chicane he comes and rises back over, and of course to the last corner he will come past the ocean on the right and also a little lake on the left hand side of your screen riding on board as he comes into the last corner. Don't go with Max Verstappen into the on the outside, which he gets away with. Hug all the way to the inside down here. You want to use, like I said, as much of the white you can to straighten it up. And it's unsurprisingly P1 for Chris yet again then. 28.0, nearly into the 27s for him. So pitching on relatively well. Slayer through the last corner. He's bared out of his lap time, so whatever he was doing.
Got Lars on a lap time on the final part of sector 3, heading towards turn 27 then. As he tries to get as much of that curb as he possibly can, and he does that well, sticking to the right hand side, avoiding that wall though. But he goes into the pits as well. So he saved a bit of fuel. Ivo as invalid his lap time. What about Matty? He's not pushing it and going into the pits. So that'll be the last few runs at the moment before we get to the nitty-gritty stages of qualifying. By the way, if you are liking LOE, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and hit that bell if you are new as well. We stream every Saturday at 6:30 and at 8:10 as well. We also have Division 1 on, I believe. I think we have Division 1 on. Yes, we do have Division 1 on at the same time as us. So make sure you check those both out. That will be lovely. Support both of us because LOE is a lovely league that I love to be a part of, as Lenny's on an out lap. So you'll be the first person to set another lap time, but he's got clear air and he's going early. That is interesting.
Yeah, he is. A few people I've just ratioed Cam in the chat, which is, you love to see it.
Well done.
He's just like, welcome to D1, D2, D3. Letty's just hit the wall there slightly. I think he got away with it, just glancing the wall there, but he gets ready to go for his next lap time. Sorry, Cam, we love you really. 4 minutes to go in qualifying. Through the last corner comes a Letty, a little bit squiggly. That's going to ruin the run down towards turn 1. He's got to be very careful that everyone doesn't come out the pit lane right now. There's going to be one car. That's going to be Naram Sam or Slayer coming out the pit lane. So he's got away with that one. Down he comes then. Chuck it through, and he gets away with that absolutely perfectly on the exit. And it is, of course, into this corner. Track limit will be monitored for here, so don't cut it. So that is fine. Gets away through there, all the way nearly flat. That's just oversteering. That is not. This car is not responding the way a lady wants to. Nice through here, low. Still just about on the track limit, and rails itself back up on the exit as he comes down, then up towards the back corner. You can take a lot more speed you think in real life through here. In the game, it's pretty terrifying because you cannot take as much speed through there, and as point proved, he's hit the wall because of it. Car wouldn't stick, and that lap is pretty much done and dusted, I feel that, but yeah, well, if it's not, it is now, and it is even more now, so, well, if it was going to be over, it was about 3 times before it was in the end completely over. So that is what happens when you try and get away with me cursing you 3 times. It doesn't work.
Yeah, you seem to have cursed quite a few people here today, and I cursed one person today as well, which was very frustrating. But we'll go through your championship standings whilst we wait for the final part of qualifying to begin then. So Chris is on 201 points, and then we got Cam on 177, Matty on 138, he did the DNF last week though, and we got Mick on 129, Chill I believe is not here tonight, neither is Mick I don't think, so we just got the top 3 in the championship here with us this evening. Matty faring the best out of all these drivers because he got 2 wins out of everybody, but he didn't get a point in the last few races as well, so it's pretty much even Stevens. Slayer is starting his final run then. He's getting a bit squirmy, he doesn't feel that comfortable around this track, just like he's probably driving the same as I would, because I usually get squirmy like that as well. He's got an Alfa Romeo in front of him. Let's hope for his sake he's out of the way. He's going to get a tow. I think that was
close.
Very close, but I think he's got a bit of slipstream, which should help him. Hopefully he hasn't lost that much time through here, as YHYY has left the session, my end. So hopefully he can join the session. Yeah, my end
as well.
So, yeah.
He's just vanished. He's just completely vanished out of existence, because there was an Alfa Romeo there a few seconds ago. On the minimap, there is no longer an Alfa Romeo anywhere. So he's been eradicated from the entire universe. Slayer for the last corner. Cam, by the way, saying, watch my lap time. So I will watch his lap time with eagle eyes. And he is the man who we really want to be looking at in a few moments' time when he begins his lap, because it is going to be the important one. If he wants to get in this championship fight, he needs to get himself up on that front row of the grid. The man who has been exemplary this entire season, as Slayer across the line goes up to 14th. Mazzano cut down to Cam as he's getting ready to go for his lap time in just a few moments' time. And I tell you, Jess, this is going to be quite important for Cam, isn't it?
It is going to be important because he is quite a bit away from Chris at the moment, and with a few more rounds to go of this championship, we of course got Jeddah here this week. We got, two after this, Brazil and Abu Dhabi. We end on the 26th of November, believe it or not. And I believe Abu Dhabi's next week in real life.
Yeah, it is. Here goes Cam, though. This is important.
11-minute lap time. Well done, game.
Right, let's see. Cam, this is important. He needs to not make a mistake. Yeah, 11-minute. That was because he was in the pits for quite a while. But here we go. In towards turn number 1. Into 2. Rise over the power. Get it nice and straight on the outside. AlphaTauri gets out of the way. Into turn 3. This is the tricky one, which is very easy to make a mistake. That looks relatively fine for Cam. He needs to make sure, though, he gets the rest of the lap perfect and doesn't find himself down in 15th position. A little bit wide through there, but the car will stick now all the way through, up in 6th gear on the exit. And it looks fine for right now. What is the sector split going to be saying? 6/10 up on his lap time. So we'll put him around about 7th, 8th position. As things stand, but this is the quick part then. You can come down here then into the right left of the complex, and you can run the car right out as far as you can, get as close to the wall. That is absolutely perfect for Cam, though, as he now gets the DRS opportunity right now, and DRS open. Now all the way down the straight. Ivo goes 4th, and Lenny goes 12th. Here is the man who wants to be up front and win this championship. What is the sector split looking like in Sector 2? It isn't looking very good in Sector 2. And let's see then, Mr. Commentator, he would call me. Let's see what Mr. Cam could do into the last corner. And he's got the whole eyes looking on him. He needs to get himself on the front row of the grid. And the answer to that one, will he get himself on the front row of the grid, is only good enough for 8th position.
Well, it changed to someone else randomly halfway through the lap, but luckily I didn't notice that. But yeah, it's only 8th position. Maverick has unfortunately invalidated his run, What about Ross? He's a 10th up in the middle sector. Can he find some time to get pole position? The answer to that is no. He was very close to the pole position from Chris, but couldn't quite make it. So, we've got Chris on provisional pole position, our championship leader, as Maverick retires from the session. So hopefully we can get underway very shortly. But yes, Chris on pole, Ross in second, and our newest driver, D-Morts, in third position. Nice debut qualifying session for him.
Yeah, well, so we've got a few people there. So up front, Chris on pole, the new guy on the front row of the grid. So it's going to be entertaining, of course. This track has a 95% chance of a major incident, of course. 69/100s down, by the way, which is lovely jubbly. I'd say that's very nice there for Ross. Mort's in third, then from Matty Ivo. Maverick there on a fine 6th for him. Melty in 7th, Cam in 8th. And then Harry, YH, Ryan, Wouter, Lenny, Ryan, Lars, Slayer, Matt Tibbos, and Ramsam did not get a lap time in.
Nope, he did not, which is a bit of a shame, but I will bring if I can find it, I'll bring the championship standings for our top 5 here. You can see the amount of results they've got. So Chris got a 5th attempt, a 6th, and a P2. He got a P2 last time out in Spain. Cam has got an 8th, a 1st, a 2nd, a 4th place. Matty has got a 1st, a 14th, a 1st, and a DNF. Mick has got a DNF, a 7th. I don't know what ABS means. I think it's AWOL. I don't even know.
Yes.
Yeah, it is an AWOL. Okay. And then it's a 3rd place. And Chill's got 3rd, DNF, and can you guess the last race? DNF. So there we go.
He's got a streak. He has a streak. Let's see if we continue.
Malcy's saying in the chat 95% chance of rain, but the other drivers are saying it's dry. So... And I can see on my screen, you can't see on your screen yet, that it is dry. So, Melty, you're lying to me. Stop lying. He wants to curse us like we want to curse him. What did I say? No, I don't want to curse him. But we are about to get underway. This is a track where softs can last quite a bit of time around here as well, if you're lucky. 8 laps, 6/10 quicker than the mediums. But the best strategy to be on, believe it or not, is medium to hard. But they can do soft to hard if they want to as well. But it is known around here to bring out safety cars, as it is in real life. So could be interesting, as Melty just saying, I'm always right. Well, we will see, shall we, as we get towards the race. You might be right, you might be wrong. We'll have to wait and see, as we got hard. Actually, no, I'm not going to steal your thunder, Liam. Go on. Go through our tyre allocation.
So, Chris, Ross, and Mort have all got a hard on. Marty, Ivo, Maverick, and Melty have all got the mediums on. Cam's gone a bit soft, as per usual for Cam. He always likes to go a little bit soft in this race. Harry's got the medium. YH has got a hard on. Ryan, Router, Leddy, Ryan, Lars, Slayer, Matt, and Namsab have all got the meds on as well. So, all three, I say all three. That is technically correct, but there is 5 compounds, but no one on the universal bets, because I'll be, unless your name is certain man beginning with Melty, he would be going on the intermediate tires, or if you're a Ferrari strategist, you put the intermediate tires on. However, both the Ferraris aren't here today, so that's probably why they've got lost. They've been shipped to some other country, I imagine.
Jasper won't be racing next week either, because of the late notice of his attendance. He's got a race ban next week.
Oh, dearie me.
Yes, oh, dearie me, Jasper. He seems to not mind, to be honest with you. He has a bad wrist at the moment, so he gets to recover a little bit more. But we will see how this goes then. So, the one driver to keep an eye on is Matty. If he messes this race up, he's out of the championship fight. Cam needs to have a good race to keep this championship fight. Chris just needs to solidify what he's been preaching all season. Maybe get another podium, maybe a win. A win should help him, I think, even more. So, we will have to wait and see on that one. Don't forget Abu Dhabi sprint race as well. So, that could throw the cats amongst the pigeons. So, Mr. Dragon, I will let you do the start as per usual. And we get to see how this race unfolds.
Yeah, first car on the grid then, that is going to be Chris. Gets the car just about stopped in time, not like the other guys behind him, but nonetheless, last car, Naram getting ready on the grid then in the Haas, which of course starts up front in real life in the game, starting down last in his, well, not got, I wouldn't say got a very good grid spot there. It's got away with it though. Here comes the 5 red lights then, here for the Jeddah race. And it is going to be, look but never stare, because we are underway. A very short light is. And who's got a good start down towards turn 1? It's going to be Chris straight away then in towards turn 1. He's got that start away. Ross has stayed in position as everyone floats themselves through. Anyone else going to get tripped up into these couple of corners? Very easy to come a cropper through here, but I think everyone just about in the mid-pack, apart from one car there going round. That looked like, who was that? Harry going round. Cam's been involved. Cam's, oh, that's Mr. Wowster's got involved. There's a bit of a pile-up there as well. Everyone's tripping over each other. There's cars, there's debris flying out the back as it is Harry involved. He's dropped right down the back. I think I was in contact with Cam, who was the driver that got caught up in that, but somehow, at least at the start of this half lap, no major issues. No one's had a major crash, which is always good to see, because normally I've raced around here and I've seen a major incident, but they've got away half a lap so far. They've got a half a lap still to go as the Haas goes wide. He's going to come right back in right next to his teammate, and they almost collide as well, and the Haas is almost getting closer. The sparks fly themselves down the straight, but crucially, Jess, I'm going to say it, everyone's got away relatively scot-free.
Well, we got to wait until the end of lap 1, Liam, before you say that. So it may come back to bite you at this moment in time. But we're seeing Matty trying to go for some moves along with Ivo as well. Matty tried to cover off the left-hand side. No DRS, remember, as of yet. But Ivo's going to use the slipstream then to try and get past Matty, who he knows that Matty's in a championship fight and he wants to potentially spoil that party. Oh, heading towards T1 then. He's trying to go. He's very brave if he wants to go for it. He goes off the circuit a little bit, so that is why he's not going for the move as of yet then, as we got Maverick trying to be in this train as well. Cam's got a lot of work to do, in particular because he's got a soft on.
Oh, he's hit the wall.
Who's hit
Cam in the wall. He's just tapped it as well. He turned in too early.
He would have
yeah, he'd have got away with it, but that might just unsettle the car slightly, but you'll have Melty right behind him. Oh, there's a big off there. Who's that in the wall? That's going to be a safety car. Ivo, heavy contact. Virtual safety car. Straight away called. Might be his full safety car potentially as well. That was a big off. I mentioned that corner's caught a few people out in real life. Mick Schumacher had a big off there. And I did say I was rare to see a car go off there in the game. Well, I've been proven wrong on that too, because off he goes. Ivo out of the race, rear tyre completely off. So what he's done, dropped it on the curb. Car's gone, no, you're having a laugh, I ain't doing that. Going around into the wall, and he's the first retirement of many potentially in this afternoon's race. But Chris, a 1.7 second lead already on the rest of the field behind. He can afford to take a couple of attempts and not push the car too heavily right now. Let them close up slightly, because he has got the pace just to pull away again, so he doesn't want to get himself a penalty.
Yes, last week's race winner, unfortunately, is out of the race, unfortunately. Ivo's in the chat. He's very gutted, to be honest. I don't blame him. It's so easy to lose it there as well. Mick Schumacher did it in real life, but I'm surprised it was a VSC and not a full safety car there, because of the way he crashed. Because it was a big crash.
Yeah, it was. It's right in the middle of the circuit. Thank you, the ghosting system, of course, here in LOE is on. Wouldn't mind if it was off. I mean, that would make things very entertaining and a bit more realistic. You've got to avoid the incidents. And Naramsam gets a drive-through penalty, and another one as well. That's Mords with a drive-through penalty for exceeding limits. Then there's a bit of a gaggle on down the back. I don't know if there's been another incident down there, but everyone getting rather caught up on something, because a load of people suddenly just flashed up red. I think they've all got away with it relatively low, but Matty on the back of Ross, who's caught up to Chris, who's, like I said, took it a little bit cautiously right there at the start of this one. He probably knows right now he does not need to worry heavily about what he's got ahead of him, because he's got no one. Doesn't need to worry too much about the two behind him, because they aren't really in the championship fight ever so slightly. And really what he wants to look out for is going to be the likes of Cam right down the back, who's down in 6th position.
Not that bad though, he's hit the wall and he's still in 6th place, so to be honest, he will take that any day of the week. Matty, though, has got a bit of straight line speed, though. He's got trying to get past Ross. It's a three-way fight for the lead here as they head towards turn 27. Chris tries to defend from both Ross and Matty as well. Maverick trying to get past Demos as well. But I wonder if they're living to regret it because Matty's got some brilliant tow from both cars and the DRS as well. It's going to be close as well. This is some superb racing and people are wondering, why do you like commentating on Saudi Arabia? Because this is why, ladies and gentlemen, as Matty gets past Ross. Brilliant move there as well.
Oh, they're going to touch.
They touch a little bit, but I think they got away unscathed. But Matty's up to second. Ross is down to third. Is Maverick going to catch up to the pack in time if they keep squabbling? It looks like they could be at the moment. We'll have to wait and see. By the way, Lars in 14th position. Let's see who's gained or lost the most positions.
Oh, off goes Melty. Front wing's gone on Melty as well. Oh, there's another car. That's a big off. Who's that in the wall? That's YHYY into the wall as well. And, oh, let's be careful rejoining here. That's an awful place to be. Front wing's gone. Virtual safety car. Again deployed at, I don't know what is going. Safety car. Full safety car now deployed. Not surprised we've got 2-3 cars without front wing so far. We've got Melty's lost his front wing. As I cut to him, he was in a wall, which is usual for Melty when I see him.
Yeah, I was like,
sorry, Melty, love you really.
Was doing so well. Why did you have to lose your front wing? Well, to be fair, he could go on hards because technically the hards. Let me do my maths. The hards can last 19 laps. 25 minus 4 is 21. Would it be reduced pace under safety car? I think it could just about do it. So this is where track tyre wear doesn't eat to the tyres too much. So yeah, if you're on the mediums, it's not hurting your race. If you're on the mediums or the softs, go on hard. They can get to the end. Oh, Valter has had a spin.
Last corner, and he's wedged the car as everyone's probably saying thank you, ghosting system there, because that would have been an awkward situation. Oh dear. And a bit more. There we go. Now you get the power on. Gently, and into the pit lane he'll probably come, because I think he might have damaged the front wing as well. I'd be unsurprised to see him jump in, go on a set of hard compound tyres. Here, try to go stretch it to the end of the race, but Melty, you'll get away with that. So will Cam as well on those now hard compound tyres, mediums for Melty. 14 laps, we believe. Yeah, Cam's got a hard on, Jess, apparently. as you just say that.
I like when you say that. I'm sorry.
Excuse me. Hello. But anyway.
sorry.
Chris. No.
I shouldn't have said that. Oh my god, that was embarrassing.
Oh, dearie me. Anyway, Chris up front, Matty in second, Ross in third, Maverick in fourth, from Ryan, Matt, Slay and Ramsam, Aledi, Lars, Cam, Melty, Ryan. Then we've got YH, Walter, Mort, and Harry, who will, I tell you, these two at the back are going to be fortunate at this, because they're going to catch back up from that incident with the safety car. No run out of the race because of that incident. It was just 2 cars without front wings, and when you get cars without front wings, you kind of got to call the safety car at that point, don't you?
Yeah, because you gain a lot on the straights, but in the corners, you lose quite a bit of time, and you're probably going to end up in the wall, and you're going to be unsafe to the drivers around. I'm surprised not many people have boxed. I thought they would have gone and go on the hards like Cam, but no. That is odd. I thought they would have taken a chance because they could realistically get to the end. I'm a bit shocked. I would have done the same as Cam. If I was on mediums, if there was a safety car now, I would have gone on hards and have gone to the end. And then if there was a safety car, I would have some mediums to kill, and yeah. I'm a bit shocked, to be honest, but it may be just the tyre life may not be good for some of the drivers' tyre management, but we'll see. But the ones to have benefited was definitely Matty, who's gained 2 places of it. Ross has dropped down 1. Maverick's up to 4th, by the way. I'm not going to say too much about Maverick, because the last time I did last week, he had some moments.
Yes. So he doesn't get along with us very much. No, he did well for you and me last week. He cursed him about 14 times. Maybe it's AlphaTauri's turn to be cursed.
Yeah, because Matt Tibbles didn't do too bad last week.
I didn't mention him.
No, exactly. So there we go. There we go.
Now he spoke his name. So now he's done.
Well, to be fair, I almost had some moments last week in my Spanish Grand Prix race. So if Maverick cursed me, then that's karma from me, to be honest. So yeah, if I curse him this race, you can curse me back in Division 4 later on. That's the bet that I'm going to have. But Matt Tibbles has gained the most positions, by the way, 11 places. Duran Sam up 11, but from 11th down to 17th, they've all stopped. And Malta needs to pit again. The ones on memes have to pit again. Cam realistically does need to stop again, but I think he would stop again. Because I don't think this is going to be the first safety car. I don't think we're going to have more than one.
I'm not surprised. Oh, so, well, you see that? Who's that in the wall? Is that a Leddy in the wall? Has he lost his front wing?
No, but he's all good. He's all good, Liam. He's all good. He grazed the wall there, but he lost a few places because of it.
Is there Melty trying to let him through? No, I thought for a second Melty was going to try and let him through that, but
5 seconds.
Oh, for goodness sake! Codemasters have broken it, and safety car in this lap, and Melty as well. 5-second time bounty for a Lady.
So Lady was meant to go through, but he lost it.
Yeah, he lost it, and obviously these guys got caught up.
He can't get removed either.
Yeah, he can't get it removed unless he gets it to the end of the race. Now then, he could probably try and get it removed, but in the pit lane comes that safety car, and away they'll go then. Matty and Chris will lead the way around then for the second time, and as we get ready in around 3, 2, 1, I reckon Chris probably right now it's going to bolt it. Away he goes. And that looked absolutely perfect for him. And behind him, here comes Maverick. He's got a good start. And outside line, let's see, late braking round the outside. Can he do it? That's going to be brave around the outside. He'll be shuffled wide. He'll be contacted if he's not too careful. Bang! And round he goes. And that, unfortunately, is all your fault. And he's got it caught up. And it's gone bad to us. And we got yellow flags. And who's that gone off? Someone's off. There's a car. That's Lars off the road. And we might get another safety car. I think, though, they did all just about get without any major issues. So, poor Maverick, who we mentioned it, tried to go around the outside, didn't work, ended up right down the back immediately. So, dearie me, a little bit self-inflicted to try to get back on the flower as well. The car was going to stick as well because he hit in the wall. And meanwhile, there goes Slayer around, and that's going to be a car right in the middle of the pack. But luckily, that ghosting system, saving some Kevin Bacon's bacon. Right there is Lars, and Slayer is now out the race.
Slayer's out the race. It's going to be a safety car.
Is that going to be a safety car? Yep, safety car. Straight back out as, Mortz and Harry getting caught up there as the safety car came out. And, well, here we go again.
Well, they're going to have to pit now.
Yeah, they will now. And this is a situation.
Oh, no.
And, what has happened there?
They didn't even touch.
Mortz and Harry, severe collision there, and I'm not seeing there's been any contact, but and 5 seconds for gaining an illegal overtake. So
what?
Wow, something's going on here. You know what? I'm getting a sense the game's slightly broken. Well, there
were a lot of glitches in the race.
And Ryan, 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. So. Dear, it's all gone horribly wrong so far here in Jeddah. It was just a nightmare for the Jeddah. There was people come out, people come in. Second safety car of this afternoon, third yellow. I hope if you're wondering, by the way, can we watch the sprint race? No, you will not watch the sprint race if you're racing now, because this race is going to carry on for quite a while. I tell you what, we are at 19:07 in the evening.
It's about to go to start at 7:30, so it's going to still
you
go
have
on.
No chance of making it.
None of us do. Well, we can watch in the background, but we don't want to get distracted, do we? So, but no. we got a certain hash driver on pole. This is exciting, isn't it?
He won't stay there. Chances of Magnus and Verstappen T1 collision as I'm going to get a 70% chance.
I want him to last at least a lap leading the race.
He will last a corner and either be inside Max Verstappen's side pods or off the road in Max Verstappen's side pods. I cannot see how those two are going to cooperate into turn 1 because Magnussen being very aggressive and Verstappen, who's always aggressive, isn't going to end very well. So if I'm going for Styler, I've already got the desk out. because it's not going to go the way you think. But I tell you what, though, Haas today in this race, it's also not going the way they think. They've got one car in the points. That is Naramsam, currently up in 4th position. Hasn't stopped yet. Hasbro got a 5-second time penalty. No, he's got a drive-through. That's what he has. He's got to serve that.
I think at the end of he can serve at the end of the safety car, I believe.
So good for starting. I might smash the virtual desk in a second. So it's not gone well for them. We've got 5 seconds for Melty and Cam. We've got 10 seconds for Mort. We've got 5 seconds for Ryan Belshaw as well. So
no, not Ryan Belshaw. Ryan B.
That's just Ryan B. Okay.
The Ryan Belshaw's in P7 behind Cam.
Right. Yeah. Okay. But B. They're both Ryan. They've both got B's in their name. One's got 1291. One's got 1994, and one of them is off the road.
Oh, Slayer's Lars is off the road again. Oh no, he's in the pits. Again. Ryan B's in the pits again. Hards for both. No, mediums for Lars and Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's getting rid of that 5-second time penalty, which is a good idea as well. I mean, yeah, it's pretty smart to do it whilst you're under the safety car. You can get rid of them, so I'm surprised you haven't seen Mort try and do it and get rid of that 10 seconds, because there's no guarantee. I mean, there is an absolute 100% guarantee we will get another safety car at some point during this race. However, when exactly, I'm not quite so certain. But let's find out.
Yes, we are about... Well, I don't think the safety car is going to come in soon.
It should do. Maybe they slap.
Yeah, I think Ryan B will catch up. Yeah, Ryan B will catch up, I think.
Yeah, both of these guys are going to catch up before we even get to the DRS Delta detection. So they'll be absolutely fine. In fact, they have caught up already. So that is the benefit of this circuit being so fast. The and safety cars out being so slow. Well, I wouldn't say the circuit's very... Oh, dear! Maverick. Wow. Well, do you know how he said earlier on about Maverick having a good afternoon? He has just spun into the wall of the safety car. He's gone from
bad to worse for Maverick, hasn't it?
It has gone catastrophically wrong. Front wing is damaged, and he's not gonna... Safety car's gonna come in, I reckon, as well. So, if I was Maverick right now, I'd have just slammed the brakes on and gone as slow as feasibly possible, because safety car's gonna come in. You're gonna find yourself down the back. He's gonna get him on a safety car again.
Safety car is in this lap. So they need to catch up, which he is.
Yeah, so let's see what we got then. So it's Chris versus Ross. Tibbles up in 3rd now then. So he's having a solid afternoon so far. Melty up in 5th. So looking like a stronger afternoon for the Alpines this afternoon. A race which in real life they were doing quite well until Fernando Alonso blew up the engine. As well, and I think Ocon didn't have a very good evening after that either. I think he had some issues as well, but I do like the Alpine team. It's a very beautiful livery. But let's get ready to go then in 3, 2, 1, and the same time as last. And we are back racing again. It's a little bit slightly later this time. Is Ross gone with the leader? Yes, he has. And wow.
What?
Unfortunately, that is absolutely cruel. At its absolute best, and Gunther Steiner has smashed the desk in 1,000 pieces right there. Oh, who was that? There's a big contact down the straight there. Was that Melty? I think he's got away with it. That was Melty and Cam, I think, just came together slightly there. They've got away with it, but from the camera angle, awfully close to the two Alpines now, Ron Line and Stern, and Melty looking like the faster driver right now. Wants to get past his teammate as they come down the straight, and let's see, inside line, the two Alpines switch around, and there he is then up into 3rd position. Now I'm saying what a F total S game. So unfair. I agree, that was absolute honky dookies.
You should have given him at least 1 lap to go into the pits, surely.
Yeah, because you can't pit straight away. You are not allowed to. It will not count. So we'd got disqualified anyway, I'm pretty certain. But that's called the life of unfairity. I'll tell you what, Melty's got a bit of pace right now. He's pulled away from Matt Tibbles. Melty on an absolute charge right now.
I believe he's won in Jeddah before. He almost won in Jeddah, Division 5. Last season or the season before.
Melty's going for it, Jess. Melty on the outside line, down the straight, going for 2nd position here. And Melty round the outside line. That's going to be brave stuff there. We'll do it around the outside. Melty now up into 2nd position. And remember, Melty's already stopped this afternoon. He can try and go to the end of this race. Melty could be in a chance of doing wonders this afternoon, as long as I don't say something and have him go have a horrible accident. But Melty looking good right now. Yes, he has got a 5-second time penalty, so that will not help him later on. But we'll gloss over that one. He's having a solid afternoon right now, and we'll get Chris.
He did almost win in Jeddah last season, but he binned it on the last lap. He led every single lap and binned it on the last lap. So Melty, don't bin it. Don't bin it.
Well, talking of that, oh dear. Oh goodness, wow, that's going to be another safety car, isn't it? Where's Y8YY off the road? Has he's got damage? Yeah, he has no front wing.
He lost his front wing.
Safety car? No. No safety car.
Morts and Harry are fighting for P8. Mort around the outside then into, I can't remember what corner it is, .com.
Turn 11, I think.
Turn 11 as Mort's up to 8th position. And he's grazed the wall a little bit, so he's lost a bit more time. Harry F could fight him back in a minute if Morts is not careful. As Melty is on the charge, he could get Chris here. As DRS,
yeah, he's got a chance. Chris
is DRS activated now?
Oh, I don't think he's going to need DRS. A bit of slabs from him, a bit of pace down here. Melty's got some pace. I don't think Chris is going to battle this too heavily, you know. He's on 10-lap old hard tyres. He's going to try and stretch as far as he goes and go on a set of softs. If we get another set of safety cars in the next couple of laps, he might go on a set of mediums. But right now, he's just trying to hold on a little bit. The car's behind, and Ross just too far back. Safety car enabled. DRS as well. Sorry, safety car not enabled. DRS enabled.
I was going to say, Liam.
Following through, and he is now up in that second position. In comes a few cars, and all round there's going to be contact, and a lady's been sent round, and there's another driver who's had a bit of a mistake there, and that was Lars, rather punting the Aston Martin around. I'm afraid that's going to be all down on Lars's penalty sheet, I'm presuming, after that one, as a lady is now out of the race, and safety car is now deployed. And I tell you what, Maverick's probably just absolutely been terrified there. I don't know if was a lady put it in the wall. He must have made another mistake somewhere else. So he's a bit further on as they come through. That's a weird place for a lady to go. He must have dropped it on the curb. I mean, he was sent around spinning, so probably got himself debris late. You can see the tyres. So so he's dropped it on the curb, and the car's gone. No, that's another safety car. And I tell you what. It's not going to help Melty a little bit, because he's now got... This is an awkward situation for Melty right now. He's got that 5-second time penalty. He can't really go on the hard compound tyres. He hasn't got another set of mediums unless he's got the strategy for another set of mediums, which he can do. So he might come in as well, these guys, go and set a medium tyres and go to the end of the race, which would, I'd say, be probably the smart strategy here. Get rid of that 5 seconds. As well as Cam, if he has got an opportunity to do another stop for mediums, which they should be able to, Jez, I think, with this new update.
Yep, you have 2 sets of mediums on the balanced option.
Let's see, in they'll come. So Melty's doing exactly what I said he would probably do, as long as he doesn't speed in the pit lane, which he doesn't.
Did he start on mediums? So he
started on hards.
Alright, okay, so he can come in for another set of mediums.
He's gone to set of hards.
Melty, what have you done?
Is he going? Well, he only did a lap or 2 on them, so we'll find out. I'm pretty certain he started on the set of hards. But I'll be
If you could double check, that would be lovely.
0 laps. Yes, he would have been on the mediums at the beginning then, so he did medium, hard.
Yeah, so he had no other choice then. Okay, that understands it. And by the way, his teammate Matt Tibbles yet to stop.
Yeah, so is Cam, who has stopped, is going to try and go as far as long as he can and see what he can get out of this afternoon. He's got nothing to lose, really. Well, he's got the 5 seconds, so he's going to have to serve that at some point. If he, well, it will serve it or it'll be added on right at the end. I'd probably rather have it taken, but, well, to be fair, if he does stay out and doesn't fit and finishes, he can get that taken away, I reckon. He has a fair thing, because he did get an unfair penalty for a illegal overtake because the car was spun around, so he'll get that taken away, I'd surely imagine it, so we'll find out. So he's going to try and stay out for as long as he can. He's got 8 laps on those tyres. That will do the last 12, what is it, got 12 laps to go, so that'll be about 20 laps old tyres, which is on the bubble. Remember, second safety car with 6 laps on the safety cars now, and that's going to help the tyres a little bit. So those tyres are ideally only going to be doing a maximum of 16 hard push laps. So that's going to help them ever so slightly more, aren't they?
Yes, with the tyre wear being so minimal around this track, the more safety cars people have, the better it is on some of the tyres. And with Chris, Ross, Bowter, Harry F and Morts and White Railway on mediums, they're going to be pretty fast towards this stage. And it can get to the end as well, these mediums. So it's going to get spicy, to be honest with you. And the ones on the hards are going to struggle a little bit. The one who has the best chance, believe it or not, is not Ryan B. It's Lars, but also Chris as well. Both McLarens. I think Chris could still be on the cusp of winning this race if he plays his cars right. He's on the freshest tyres out of the ones on the mediums currently. The highest out of the ones on the mediums who are on fresh tyres. Ross as well, who could be with a good shout. I literally don't know. I literally can't call it. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Make sure you watch until the end of this race, because we can have some fireworks quite literally around there. But Matt Tibbles, the only driver yet to stop in this race. Everyone else has done at least one.
Yeah, it's absolutely a thing. So yeah, Energetic saying as well, there is a glitch, so if you go the same lap as the safety car, you aren't actually serving it. So he would have, I'm 90% certain he would have been disqualified no matter what would have happened there. So that's a real awful situation for him. Ivor as well out of this race, lost a back and in the wall earlier on. It was the first real retirement around Sam. Like I said, got disqualified. Slayer as well. Good for Steiner. Like I said, isn't going to have a happy day. He might be having one in real life from yesterday. He's not having one in the virtual world.
No.
No, it's not gone very well for them, as well as a lady out of this race as well. We got 14 drives, remember, if you are in the top 12 and get past that 22, I believe it is, you will score points.
I will do some maths right now.
It's what, 10%?
No, not quite. Lap 23.
I'll give myself that one. Safety car in list.
You were close.
Lap, I believe. Lap
22 was 88%. But
well, I'll give it to me. There we go, safety car, right?
But 0.92 is 23 out of 25. So I think lap 22 and a half technically is 90%.
Well, a slight digression then. So as long as you manage to do another 2-3 laps and you are in the top 12 and you are, of course, only the last car in the top 12 in your DNF, you'll be slightly happy. If you are not in the top 12 and having a bad time, carry on, because there's going to be another safety car, I reckon, in this race. You've had
I predicted
half
3.
The race.
I predicted 3. Ready? Well, I'll let you do this.
Matt Tibos is gone straight away, and he's not sitting down and waiting for anything, as we are officially racing again for the 5th time here in Jeddah with our few virtuals and safety cars. They come down towards turn 1, everyone. Nice and behaved down into turn 1, I reckon. I think so.
Oh,
a bit of wheel banging between Wowster. Oh, Melty! And Melty's off. Well, never mind. He's fine. Melty's kept going, but poor Melty. Never gets much
a bit of it
fun.
Off as well, but he's dropped down to 8. White to a Y. Harry App has had to be you. Issues, but they've kept it on the road, it looks like, as well. Chris then is on the attack. He's on this freshest mediums and wants to get past the ones who've been on those mediums for so long, using his ERS deployment to the max here as we head towards the start of sector 2. Keeps to the left, now moves to the right as well, as Ryan B has got to think where to place his car in order to stop Chris from getting ahead. Then they're all so close. There's little margin for error. We've got Matty Boss in first. Cam is your net race leader, don't forget. But Matty's on the freshest tyres, so Matty wants to get past sooner rather than later as well. Valter has passed Lars, because Lars has had a bit of an off. Luckily for the ghosting system, he is A-OK, but he's got to be careful to rejoin the circuit in a nice way, because Melty almost came together there as well. But Cam has got the speed on Matt Tibos then through turn 25 and 26 as they head towards 27. You can see the high top buildings as well, which looks very nice underneath the sky as well.
Brest pulling out to try and get past that, but he's not going to get much space. If he almost crowded off the road there, but he'll get some space now up the inside. Faster that then temporarily. Ross behind as well, pushing on, but up the inside. Here comes Chris there. We'll give a bit of a squeeze then to Ryan, who isn't going to give up that one. Will try and hold up the inside for his dear life, but outside line will win there as Chris then decides to pull across that and just say, nope, don't try it. It's mine, and I'm having it, and stop trying to get it. And I think Ryan's relayed that message because he's backed out of it and he's now dropped a couple of car lengths straight away behind. So, pressing on right now, Chris still chance to win this race. He's very much the man to presumably win this race. Matty, as we say, on chance to try and get onto that second position. So far, he has got second, but of course, we are expecting that 5 seconds presumably to be taken away at some point later on this evening. So, so far, Cam, we all say, is in a net P2. Might be into P1 in a second. He gets a nice little slipstream down here with a bit of DRS next lap as well. It should be a relatively easy manoeuvre. Remember, of course, Matt Tibos still yet to stop in this race. He's the only one not to have stopped this afternoon and will be stopping in the next probably 5 laps. Stop around about lap 17, 18, 19, we believe, to get onto those soft compound tyres. To try and push on very heavily. He's just waiting to see if we get a last lap safety car as Ryan and Ross comes together a little bit into the last corner, but they've got themselves absolutely squiggly dog down there. Cam outside line then with a bit of slipstream as well, and Matt Tibos, I'd be surprised to see him drive back up the inside right there. Backs out of it, doesn't want to fight it. He knows right now this is not his race to win, but it is one of his races to at least try and get some points if we get a safety car.
I think he's staying out to go onto a set of softs.
Yeah, he is. It'd be absolutely pointless to go on a set of hards right now. His only gamble on this is now getting a safety car, which is likely going to come, presumably.
Matty's going to get past Matt Tibos, it looks like, heading towards the start of set 2. Harry F.
Matt Tibos has got damage.
Matt Tibos has got damage.
Sorry, Ryan has got damage. My apologies. Front left end plate's gone. So,
yeah, so that's why Maverick and White is going to get past him. Is almost going to be free wide.
There was contact there a little bit. Ryan wasn't going to give that one up, but he's got the grip. So,
Maverick, Jesus, that was close. Luckily, both the drivers give each other space. Matty does get past Matt Tibos, though, in front. But Matt Tibos fights back.
Trying up the inside as well. Can't quite do it. Backs out of it. Here is Melty up the inside. And Melty gets the job done. Never mind, he's in the wall and out the race. So Melty didn't get the job done. Melty didn't get the job done. Did I mention a safety car?
Yes,
Guess what?
Did.
There it is. And Chris has just got second position. Now, you surely imagine everyone's coming in for a set of stops now. Cam's going to have to stop.
That is really good for Matt Tibos. That has saved Matt Tibos' bacon. He could go onto a set of softs till the end. Cam is in. Chris stays out. Well, he's on 5 lap offs, mediums. Because in some tracks, your track position is key. Oh yeah, Cam serving his 5 seconds. He's going to drop quite a bit.
He'll drop him right down the back, but it'll be out there. So he's gonna.
So
it's
Matt
gonna be an
Tibos
awful
is your
situation.
leading soft runner. Matty on mediums.
Yeah, he didn't have. I don't think Matty had another set of tyres, did he? He might have taken it all for the.
Well, he could have used the ones he used in quali.
He could have, but he decided against it. So he'll have to try and do what he can in the race.
You only have 3 sets of softs for balance anyway. That's a good point.
No, he might just not be able to do it, but let's see what they'll do. At the back, Lars, Ryan, ahead of them, we've got Cam in an hour 11th. Harry in 10th, 9th for Matty, Matt, Whitehead, Maverick now in 6th. Wowster, Mort, Ross, Ryan, and Chris up the front.
That's going to be, I think, even more entertaining to see who's going to win this race.
Ooh,
Lars, 3-second time penalty for corner cutting in the safety car. But he's on his own, so...
I suppose it's pretty easy to go. It's easy to go a little bit wide here and then, but safety car will be in.
I've got way too many penalties around this track. The amount of races I've done, I've had way too many. I think I got like 9 seconds at one point in one race.
It's a bit naughty, Jess. Can't be doing that.
But it was one of my first races, Liam. I just had to find the limit.
Tut-tut.
Yeah, I know tut-tut, but don't forget, Division 2 and Division 4 will be on in at 8:10 this evening. You get to watch me and Liam. Well, I'm going to probably bottle it, but Liam's probably going to do way better than me because he's way quicker than me on this game.
No,
yes, you are.
I'm not. No, but I'm not Jeddah. Trust me, I do not like that.
To be fair, we only have a few temps difference around Jeddah.
Yes, I'd rather do many different things than race around Jeddah. but I shall try and do as many laps. I might do just one lap and end up in a wall. But if I am in a wall, I'm taking everyone with me. So that's going to be the fun bit. I did do a race around here earlier on, just 25% with sim damage. I lasted one corner and got side pod damage because I got hit. Restarted it, and well, you can probably guess which corner I clouted the inside wall on. It's the one coming up on the left. And I destroyed the car and had a pile up and wiped out half the field. So that's thoroughly interesting. I'm going to recreate that.
It's not sim damage in Eloise though, Liam.
Yeah, well, it's always good to do the testing with sim damage because then you know where the limit is.
That is true. That is actually a good point, actually.
I'm so used to it in other leagues.
Yeah, I'm used to it in other leagues as well.
Default, I go to sim damage.
Am I the only one that practices with no damage?
I'll do practice with no damage in if I'm just doing an online session, but I just want to like see run the circuit and just having a bit of fun whilst doing it.
Yeah, that is a good point actually.
Mords and Wowster have switched positions.
I don't think that's allowed in the rules though.
Has there been an issue going on here? Well, it's caused a lot of bunch up behind as everyone's got caught up with it. What's happened here between those two? So there was definitely a switch of position there. Now, I'm not too certain if that is just a issue. Mort's made a mistake potentially, or he has given the position up. But whatever's happened there, they have switched position, and now Mort's down to 5th. Maverick still in 6th, right behind them as well. Safety car will be in a few seconds' time, I think, around about now. There we go.
There you go. That was good timing, Liam.
Roughly that. I'm only guessing it roughly because I think that's where the pit lane, well, the safety car line is. Which on some circuits is a little bit easier to guess than others. So I've worked this one out now. This was presumably be the last safety car we're going to get this afternoon. I hope so. But there is still a few more laps to go. Lap 22 is the last lap we can get a physical safety car. Press will lead them away then for the last time, hopefully, this afternoon in that car. And he found himself having a bit of a up and down afternoon, but he is on pole position. He did get the pole. He's there pretty much most of that, but Ryan B is going to come straight at him then down towards turn 1. No, he's not. Backs out of it. Doesn't want to phone too much. Matt Tibble's on the move already further down. So they all fly through turn 1. Are we all going to get him through together? Matt Tibble's doesn't. And, well, I did mention Matt Tibbos a few seconds ago, moving up position. Well, he's not now because he's down a few. Is that going to be a safety car for damage? I think we might get away with it. He has lots of front wings, so Alpine haven't had a good time. And there's another one, Lars off as well, and he's another car as he lost a front wing as well. I'm wondering.
Come on, I can't see his front wing. Game.
I think he has damaged the front wing chest. The game isn't going to give us it, but the indicator is skipping all the corners. Probably, yes, he has, as Ryan B drops down a few positions. Cam not pushing it too heavily right now. Yeah, damage for Lars, damage for Matt Tibbos as well. As up through the corners they come then, as we are now heading towards lap 21 of 22. And are we going to see any more drama, any more tribulations in this race? Pretty much, if you are in these top positions, you are scoring points. Cam's not pushing it too heavily. I wonder if he's got some damage somewhere.
I wonder if he got damage and he got collided, I think, with the Matt Tibbos incident.
He did. He has dropped down a few positions there. That was Lars getting out of the way.
Lars again has spun and he's got no front wing.
I think that was Lars getting out of the way of Matt Tibbos there. I thought for a second, because where I cut to it, I thought that was Chris suddenly slowing up then.
Matty.
But he is not. Matty on the move then.
He's on the charge. He's going to go for the run into turn 1. We got, I think, Maverick and Mort's having a battle as well up front. Oh, that was almost going to be a pile-up. Luckily, these drivers got the car stop in time. They touch just a tiny bit. We've got the 2 Alfa Romeos in there as well. We've got Mort's and YY fighting, by the way, as well.
And off the road, and that's going to be into the side of the other car. They got away with it. Yellow flags.
Matt Tibbos is into the pits. Well, he had no other choices.
As long as you finish the middle of this lap, you will score points, which is the useful thing. For Ryan and Harry, that's not what they want to see because they ended up running into each other a little bit there. Caught up with another car there, so that's another 2 positions potentially for Cam. But I think as things stand, this championship, I don't think it can be decided today.
No, I don't think so. I will have to check.
You do the quick
Because Cam has written permutations, I just can't find it.
Hang on, I can find it. I can scroll up.
Scroll. I think we're all scrolling up. Whilst you scroll up, Liam, I'll concentrate on this fight for 6th place. As Maverick's having a nice comeback, but I don't want to talk about
No
him.
one can win today. No one can win the championship today.
So can they win in Brazil, though?
Yeah, they'll win in Brazil, most likely, I'll say at this point. The championship is heading towards its finale next week in Brazil, unless we get a surprise in Abu Dhabi. Walter's gone wide. This might allow, potentially, a bit of a slipstreaming effect down the straight as Chris goes fastest. Side by side, they're almost going to toss them. Matty and Maverick. Is Maverick going to dive up the inside of Mr. Wowster into towards turn 1? Yes, he is. That won't work because it'll be shuffled out wide further back. One of the Alfa Romeos goes for a little spin around. And around the outside, here comes Matty now. And Maverick's going to back out of this one. Can't quite do it. And that was all caused there by Mr. Wowster. Not having any bacon there and just saying, you know, you're not coming through. Ryan picks up a penalty. But I'll tell you what. In what has been a kinetic, hectic race, I tell you what, Ross has been a quiet little driver today, hasn't he? Still on the podium, still doing what he needs to do, and he is. Well, he's definitely on that podium position because the car ahead of him has that penalty. The car behind him battling away with Matty.
So Ross could be on for P2 if he plays his cars right. Matty could be on for 4th.
Yeah, he could get ahead of these guys. Depends how much they battle really behind. But you'd start to imagine that these guys will get past Matty. It's only a matter of time, really, before he can find that gap. But as they start to come into a DRS train, it becomes ever so slightly more difficult for them to get that maneuver done. As here goes Ross, and presumably Ryan's not going to fight this too heavily if he's going to come up the inside. I mean, he's going to cover it, so he wants to have some fun. He doesn't want to lay loose. He wants to see if these guys can make a mistake. It's the rear end. And that is the type of mistake which is going to hurt him a little bit. And what he's going to need to do right now is just make sure he doesn't force him to the outside and squeeze him as much as he can. Because he's at the inside of the next corner. And as long as he does have the gap, well, I mean, that's a little bit naughty.
And he rejoined the circuit dangerously as well. He cut the corner.
He's going to have to give that position up as well. He's going to have to give that position up, I'd imagine. But he might not. He might have got away with it. But Ross there finds himself up into 2nd. A little bit naughty there from Ryan. I think he just outbraked himself, tried it, and 5-second penalty for corner cut. That's a bit harsh for Ross right there. I think he was rather forced off the road by that one. He probably should have given that position up, but he couldn't really have done it.
Ryan Belshaw has passed Ryan B up to 7th position. The soft runners are not having a good time. They maybe
not making the runs, are they?
No.
Yeah, they're not. These tyres haven't just bited in temperature. We don't know if they've got damage or not. We definitely believe Ryan B has got damage because he's really dropped down the field now, all the way down to 9th. But I feel sorry for Ross. I certainly hope that would be taken away. I'm not sure it will.
I don't think it will because he cut the circuit turn 1.
Yeah, I hope it would. As Matt Tibbles has had a mistake off the road, but one of those awkward situations right there. Well, he now needs to try and gap as much as he can, but it's going to be a difficult thing to do. He's got cars behind that are pushing, and you'd imagine that Matty, with a bit of DRS, might be able to get up behind the Red Bull driver, but he can't quite because the Red Bull on the Aston Martin still, so they are dragging each other along. Who's not dragging each other along? Well, hey, it's battling with Maverick, and Maverick round the outside goes the Alfa Romeo, slots him through, cuts it very fine, and now up into 5th. That Maverick just fighting for his life right now, I reckon, with a lap and a bit to go.
Yep, he is. I think a few other drivers are fighting as well with every fibre they've been at the moment in the penultimate lap of this race. And by the way, if you finish now and you get points, so the top 12 score points, which is great to see. So even if Matt Tibos crashes, he will still get points, I believe. But let's hope he doesn't crash, please. I believe he's almost going to be lapped, actually, if he's not careful. He's coming in.
I won't be lapped, I don't think. He'll be getting aware of it because he's too far ahead, lad, to get physically lapped as he's off.
That Ryan B.
Yeah, we said he was struggling. Yeah, we said he was struggling a few moments ago, so that is just the piste de resistance then on what has been up and down afternoon for the Mercedes driver there. His teammate in fourth cannot make the inroads. Is rather dropped back in. Well, he's gone off the road as well, actually. He almost clobbers the wall, but gets away with it. He hasn't got the pace right now with the guys ahead as they begin the last lap of this race. I think Ross, even with that penalty, might just about claim might claim a podium. Maybe not claim a podium, but it'll be a bit closer than it is to further down the field. We'll say that much. And there's still a bit of chance for some carnage. I do feel that might be taken away because he was forced off-road and he couldn't really give the position up because Ryan B dropped about 3-4 positions straight away from it because he dived up the inside and got damaged. So into half of a dozen then, isn't it? It's one of those incidents where it happens. If it is penalised, it is penalised. If you get to taken off, it's fair enough. So either way, it is fair. We are on the last lap as Ryan in the pit lane. As here is Mortz trying to come past Ryan Belshaw. Won't dive up the inside here, you'd imagine. He thought about it. Isn't going to quite do it there. And he'll sit back right now, try and use DRS and then get back past. He can't go around the outside either through here because it's just a little bit too tight to do it. And up front here is Chris then. And that championship, which is extending ever so slightly more. Brazil, he's not going to need many points to win the championship there as we head into the penultimate round of the season. Last one in Abu Dhabi in just a few weeks' time. But here he comes then, Chris. This has got the left-hander to do then. And the final corner. And he will claim victory here today. Then down on the brakes. Through he comes then. Shakes the left-hander. And all the way through he comes then. Chris will take victory then here in Jeddah to cement this championship lead. And surely now it's in a grasp of his hand then. Ross cross line in second, will not finish second. Maverick will get up to fourth. Walter in second. He's going to drop all the way down, isn't he? And where's he going to be?
Sixth.
Sixth then in the end. So Cam up to seventh. And what's been a hectic afternoon ends in some up and down, doesn't it?
Yep, it does, but we got to pick our drive of the days, haven't we? But I would pick Maverick, but he spun early on in the race, so I'm going to give mine to Walter because he pretty much was there. He was under the radar at some places, but he stayed out of trouble, and he finished on the podium. He'll finish on the podium anyway, even if Ross gets his 5-second penalty removed. So I'll give my drive of the day to Mr. Walter in P2. Brilliant race from him today.
I'll give it to Chris for me. He's driven another driver that he's been absolutely on the limit. He's not really put a foot wrong, so I have to give that to my driver of the day.
Let's see. Do I have time to have a look at position changes? Oh, it was too late.
Yes, we were slightly too late on that one.
But yeah, so Chris and Walter we have to give, and Walter, the game gives the driver of the day to Walter, so I can read people's minds while he did gain the most positions. But I'm gonna give my drive of the day. Pretty much everybody from like P3 downwards have had moments.
Yeah, they have.
Oh, Oscar, I'm going to give mine to Maverick for coming back even after that spin early. He never gave up and he did very well towards the end of that race. And he finished, well, he's going to finish fifth, but still it's up from where he technically recovered from near the back of the grid to finish fourth, fifth, whatever. So yeah, good race for him. So Chris, Walter and Maverick are drive of the days, and I'll let you go through the results, Liam.
So Chris wins this race, Walter in second, Matty from Maverick, YH from Ross, then comes Cam, Ryan from Harry, then Mort, then of course Ryan, Matt Tibbers, Lars, Melty, Aledi, Naramsam, Slayer and Ivo at the back.
So we have to actually have time this week to do interviews.
Do we do interviews or do we not do interviews? My brain can't think of questions.
Walter's waiting in the interview, man. I've got to set my PlayStation up for the race, but we will get the interview. I don't even have an interview board, so I'm gonna have to mute the music, which I will do. If I can find the music. Oh, come on. I'm trying to, oh, there we go. I will mute it now. So we'll get our the man who was my driver of the day, who finished in P2, so we will drag him in. And Mr. Valter, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Valter, first of all, congratulations from 12th on the grid to P2 in the race. Were you expecting that, first off?
No, I was kind of hoping. I know I'm good in avoiding crashes and conflicts and all that kind of stuff. But P2 with this kind of pace, I wouldn't have expected it.
Yeah, and some good points for you as well going into this. Talk us through the start. It must have been quite chaotic your end.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty chaotic. I braked a little bit early just to make sure I didn't run into someone's back, but then someone else ran into my back. And you know how it works on this track. It's always very nervous. I think I got hit in the back about 3 times this race, but managed to keep it. Not keep it at the right direction because I spun in the first safety car.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you spun quite a few times, and you still managed to get P2 as well. Do you think those final few safety cars help you get back in this race?
No, I only spun once. I did the first safety car. I had to avoid some people. So I have been off track multiple times, but only one mistake from my own side. But I just knew that the hards were horrible, and that the softs only last for five laps. So I was just trying to do medium, soft, medium to and then finish on the medium again. That was my plan, and it worked.
I was about to ask about the tyre strategy, but you covered that in just now. So Liam, do you have any questions?
Well, I wanted to say, I mean, it's been a very hectic race at the end, of course. I mean, it might not finish where it is, but oh my goodness me, I've just seen a car go airborne on the in F1 nearly again.
Don't spoil it, please, Liam. I'm going to watch it tomorrow.
Oh,
I want to watch it in a few minutes.
Don't worry, it's fine. I'm not spoiling it. I just saw a driver get put on grass.
Anyway, go on, Liam.
What my question is, it's been up and down race. It's been a lot of drama. But how scary is Jeddah in your opinion, out of 10?
Oh, I think 9, but not. Like, I'm confident on this track. I didn't do any practice, so P2 is even even more of achievement when you consider that. But I think the most scary thing is just getting hit by others or just someone else spinning, taking you with them. You're just bruising. I don't even know. Skiing along the wall with 250 kilometers an hour. So it's pretty scary.
Yeah, it is. Back to you, Jess.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of my final question. The final question will be, oh god, there's a bot in the chat. Is Brazil next week? Obviously, the drivers are there in real life this week. What are your thoughts around that track? Are you usually good around it? Or if you are racing next week, what are your hopes, expectations?
Yeah, I first have to wait if there's a seat available and if not something else pops up on my own agenda because I'm reserved. But I like Brazil. I used to be good at it, but on my previous league race I did around Brazil, I wasn't. So I think I'll need a bit of practice next week if I want to be good at the track, especially because I've been away for a long time, and like all the people in this division got quicker around the second. I feel like they got a second quicker compared to where I was last time. So I'll need to roll up my sleeves and get practicing again.
Yep, there we go. And those are my questions, Liam. I'll let you round the stream off.
Yeah, well, of course, here from the Jeddah Connie circuit, which has been a very beautiful afternoon for racing drama and tribulations. Of course, thank you to our one and only driver joining us in our little meeting box of the Combox. But until next week, where we head to Brazil, the title to be potentially decided then, I have been Evil, Jess has been Jess, and we'll see you soon. Take care, and goodbye.